Hello. So this is part 2 of the previous video on choosing the significant fight, and I would like to call this because now you have discerned, you have created or given birth to the Vivek within you to understand what the real fight is for yourself. What is the significant fight? What is it that you want to totally and completely engulf yourself into? You want to throw your ego in. You want to use your ahankar and maybe give an ahuti of it. Ahuti is a Sanskrit word which means that you are, in a way, you are sacrificing your ego. You are, it is used usually in prayers or where there is a yagya, where you put in the materials or the raw materials of that ignite this fire. And this fire, it is said to be symbolic as to being a yagya of your own ego. A man, his actions, the continuous strong actions or actions that are devoted to any cause should be done in a way that they become an ahuti, a sacrifice, and that is what real sacrifice is about. And although we talk about this in the context of the Hindu religion, it is seen that this quality of sacrifice, this quality of giving, this quality of being selfless has been reflected upon or talked about quite extensively by many a saint, be it Jesus, be it the great saint Nanak, be it prophet, be it any religion. You see these teachings coming, recurring again and again, and trying to hit humanity and make them reflect onto this. And that makes it very important. So, you have come to an understanding of this Vivek, this discernment. The next step for you certainly is to ignite this fire. This discernment is not possible without being in love. When you are clear on something, you understand something, then it is said that clarity is what governs conscious action. It takes you towards action. This is the very next step that anyone who has understood something or come to know that something can be done or something is wrong, they go towards action. So, love is something that makes you see, and then once you see, action can or shall directly flow through you. It is usually said that our lovelessness is what makes us stuck in the same place. It is not that we do not see action to be done, we do not see that there are so many problems or solutions to be brought out for the problems that we have. It is just that we are loveless creatures, and that is the reason that we want to dwell in our own comforts, in our own mediocrity, not go towards anything which is higher, anything which will bring us peace, love, compassion towards the other, make us better, make the others around us better by extension. Because that journey, as we had talked in the previous video as well, goes through a lot of pain and suffering. Although suffering might be optional, but the pain is always there. You have to do a certain task, it requires you to let go of a lot of your inhibitions or a lot of constraints that have to be challenged in order to get anything accomplished. So that is why it is said that love is the prerequisite. And if you have love in your life, you will find out ways. Skills are something which you can develop, but the prerequisite is love. Love is the catalyst which makes every other thing possible. You can develop skills, you can bring out many changes, you can learn a lot of things, you can get things executed, or you can bring about a revolution if there is the presence of love. And this affinity towards love or depth is not necessarily towards a particular man or a woman, which we usually confine our definition to. It can be anything, and it could be the most possibly mundane thing that you consider in your life, maybe your work. And even if you show love towards your work, it has the great potential of turning tides and making that grace or that beauty available in unforeseen ways. When you try to do something through love, you see that the most mundane task is transformed into something of great fragrance, something that takes you far beyond, or it removes you from that boredom or mundaneness. Even in your work, I will give you an example. If you are an architect, you try to find sustainability, you try to look at materials, you try to have a new vision towards things. If you are an accountant, you try to go deeper, you try to search for sustainability, you try to go deeper into the topics. Not only because you might get paid more or you have financial rewards, but this sort of a research mindedness, it comes out of a love towards depth. Once you start going into the ocean, because the ego cannot, or the mind cannot last, it cannot sustain in the limitlessness of the massive ocean or the sea. It can stay as something which is individual and dividable when it is limited to a very small morsel or a small drop. But in the infinite, it has to dissolve. And this dissolution is what love is all about.